Here are your Court News Ohio top stories in 5 minutes. The Ohio Supreme Court interpreted a law that provides for classifying youth as juvenile offender registrants for sex crimes. The court unanimously ruled that the statute allows a juvenile court that commits a child to a secure facility to hold a hearing at the time of sentencing to determine whether the child should be classified as a juvenile offender registrant for committing a sexually oriented or child victim offense. The July 22nd decision affirmed the 2nd District Court of Appeals' opinion. A task force formed by Ohio Supreme Court Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor to identify ways to eliminate obstacles for low-income and disadvantaged Ohioans to access the civil justice system held its first meeting on August 1st. Chief Justice O'Connor welcomed the 11-member task force on access to justice and urged them to review how other states have addressed the issues.
Are there states that mirror Ohio more closely that have done this, and we can, utilize their lessons learned and their models and maybe adopt something like that?
The task force, led by former Ohio Supreme Court Justice Yvette McGee-Brown, includes judges, representatives of legal aid organizations, the state public defender, and private practice attorneys.
All the heads around this table, I think, are going to be really instrumental and monumental when it comes to coming up with some recommendations for the court to consider.
Tucked behind a fire station and township building near the northeast Ohio city of Paynesville are rows of sweet corn, cabbage, and tomatoes in a garden that started as an idea 20 years ago. Paynesville Municipal Court Judge Michael Cicconetti decided that instead of putting low-level misdemeanor offenders in jail, he'd offer them an alternative: community service in a community garden.
The easy way would have to put them in jail. But I said, well, there's got to be a better way. Number one, to teach them a lesson. There has to be consequences. And number two, you give something back to the community here.
With plants donated by local nurseries, equipment paid for by defendants' fees, and Supervisor Wally Siegel's guidance, the court garden's bountiful harvests have provided fresh veggies to food banks and other community service agencies for 2 decades. Last year, that included more than 4,000 green peppers, 11 bushels of green beans, and more than 400 dozen ears of sweet corn, for an average of 3 pickup loads every week.
I've had people come back the next year and work in the garden for free. They're under no obligation. They just enjoyed it so much that they come back and volunteer to work in the garden.
Defendants working in the Paynesville Municipal Court Garden also get a sense of pride in knowing the plants they raised are now providing fresh food to those in need. Law and Leadership Institute student Athena Williams gives an inside look about her experience in the program.
Hi, my name is Athena Williams, and I'm a rising 10th grader at Licking Heights High School, and I'm a second-year student at the Law and Leadership Institute. The Law and Leadership Institute is a 4-year program in law, leadership, analytical thinking, problem-solving, writing skills, and professionalism that starts the summer before going into your freshman year of high school and continues into your graduation. I'm part of the LLI program at The Ohio State University's Moritz College of Law, but there are 400 high school students from all over the state at programs at other law schools. Last year, we centered our focus on criminal law and the basics of the judicial system, and this year we've been covering civil and constitutional law. We apply the law to current events, brief cases, and take tests on what we know. My favorite part has definitely been the mock trials, where we prepare a case and present it to a real judge. I've done 2 so far, and I hope to keep participating. This summer's experience included an internship, and I spent a week at the Columbus office of Frost, Brown & Todd. Steve O'Sesser and other attorneys at Frost, Brown & Todd helped me get a great idea of what it's like to be an attorney and work in a law firm, which is exactly what I want to do.
We provide them with mentors and people to work with. We try to provide them with opportunities to go to hearings, to visit courtrooms, to do other things. It helps some of these young people who may not know anybody who's a lawyer learn a little bit about what lawyers do, who they are, that they are, for the most part, normal people.
During my internship, I visited the Court of Common Pleas and talked personally with the judge, participated in client meetings, witnessed jury selection. Through the internship and other activities, LLI students develop a sense of camaraderie, and we really become a family. I can't wait to be an attorney and help improve the world and prove that justice can really be done, and the Law and Leadership Institute is putting me closer toward my goals.
That's a look at Court News Ohio's top stories. Visit courtnewsohio.gov for the latest headlines on Ohio's courts. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.